Josh Hokit is an absolute disgrace to America and the UFC.
And lastly, Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America?
Because let's be very clear, strong men, men who are truly role models, don't need to put down women to make themselves feel powerful. People who are truly strong lift others up. People who are truly powerful bring others together.
Why do you want always to put a black hardworking woman down?
Easy, and all you did was perpetuate a racial stereotype that you've been saying for years. They said the same thing about Venus and Serena. Every time a black woman becomes something, others, some people from that side try to take a shot at them. It's been going on. I mean, when is it going to be enough?
No? And this is what's happening.
What is Josh Hokit's deal?
He found his little niche, and it's like this multiple split character. It's working for him. People are talking about him. It's getting him views. Like, you look at all of the interviews he does, and he gets on the press conference. Like, what are we even talking about? Yeah. But everyone's watching.
This guy wins the biggest fight of his life against Derek Lewis at the White House, and he decides to call Michelle Obama a man? It takes a really small man to take his biggest moment and use it to attack a woman by calling her a man, especially with the long history of black women being called too masculine, and that's a common trope that they have constantly overcome. But Josh Hokit doesn't care. He's just trying to find any possible way that he can to go viral. The bottom line is you can have your opinions. You can debate policy all day long, but that right there, that's low and unnecessary.
Guess how much Josh Hokit lost after insulting First Lady Michelle Obama? Josh Hokit showed elite athletic talent from a young age. At 6, he became a U.S. youth wrestling champion. In high school, he won the 2016 SIF California State Championship, ranked number 3 nationally, and was also a key football player. He turned down top wrestling scholarships because Drexel University had no football program and instead joined Fresno State as a walk-on. In college, he placed 5th at the NCAA Wrestling Championships and became an All-American, Fresno State's first in 16 years. After graduation, he signed with the NFL's San Francisco 49ers as an undrafted free agent, but was cut within 2 years. Later, moving into MMA. With his wrestling background, he built a winning streak in Bellator and Elfa, and in 2025 earned a up-C contract through Dana White's Contender Series. At the White House Freedom 250 event, he defeated Derek Lewis and entered the heavy.
We've been posting about Josh Hokit's situation with Michelle Obama. This is what is happening. If is losing everything after calling Michelle Obama this.
Nah, for real, how disrespectful can you be? Why are we talking about politics at a sporting event? Josh Hokit wins his fight and calls Michelle Obama a man. Completely unprovoked, classless, and tasteless. You're talking about somebody who's not even thinking about you, has nothing to do with the sport at that. Just because you want to get a couple hee-hees and ha-has. Like, I don't understand why you want to tear this woman down and she has done nothing to you.
Michelle Obama is overreacting and making a big deal out of nothing. I was just joking with her, just a harmless comment with no bad intent. But she took it and framed it as racism and a personal attack, which is not how I meant it at all. I'll admit, saying that inside the White House wasn't very respectful. But anyone who knows me knows I've always made jokes like this after winning matches or in casual situations. It's just how I talk sometimes. I've even said worse things before.
And Americans are furious. They are saying you should sue this guy for disrespecting the former First Lady.
I'm going to file a defamation lawsuit against Josh Hokit. What he said isn't just insulting to me personally. It goes far beyond that. It's degrading, and it contributes to harmful stereotypes about Black women as a whole. My husband and I have always stood for equality, and we've consistently tried to support the idea of building an America where everyone is treated fairly, with dignity and real freedom for all. So for this kind of language to be said, especially at the White House, during the celebration of America's 250th anniversary, is deeply disappointing. It reinforces damaging narratives, and it's completely unacceptable and disrespectful. As a result, all of Josh Hokit's earnings from UFC Freedom 250 will be frozen. Those funds will then be used as compensation for the damage done to my reputation. I also want to be clear that I will not be keeping any of that money for personal use. Instead, it will be directed through the Obama Foundation toward charitable efforts, specifically programs that support and empower Black women. That includes access to mental health services, career and job training opportunities, and initiatives focused on preventing harassment in the workplace.
This guy, what he did, it wasn't right. And so many celebrities are coming up to blame this guy for mocking a former first lady.
When Josh Hokit says what he says about Mrs. Obama on the White House lawn, right, a place where she represented our country with grace, right? Like you say, regardless of politics, the way that those two humans conducted themselves while they were representing our country was something that we could be proud of, at least in my opinion. When he says that, Dana, is there a way that Daniel or Joe or John can be like, hey, look, that doesn't represent what we all feel? Or even you afterwards, is there a way that you guys can come out and say that's his freedom of speech? That's something that us as the UFC, we totally disagree with.
Well, if you look leading into that show, you know, everybody was talking about, you know, you got the people that are always going to say, oh, this is a political, you know, this is a MAGA party. This is, you know, the president's, he's throwing his own birthday party and all this bullshit. It's the 250th birthday of America. And to have the opportunity to be able to celebrate that at the White House the way we did, and I said leading up to that fight, if you're far left, if you're far right, if you're right down the middle, this show is for everybody that is an American. We're going to talk about the history of America, and it's at the White House and all this stuff. And obviously, you know, Barack and Michelle Obama are public figures. And when you're a public figure, I mean, you guys know, I'm sure you guys deal with your own level of bullshit and people talking. It's part of the gig. But what I don't like, first of all, former First Lady of the United States, number one. Number two, a wife, a mother. It's just, it's fucking gross, right? Inappropriate, the timing of it and everything. But, and I think that people understand, you know, that is not, there's people that you can't talk to and you can't change their mind and you can't whatever. Obviously not the opinion of the UFC and not my opinion or anybody else that fought on that card. And it was a really unfortunate thing to happen that night that just, when you hit this fucking grand slam home run and have a perfect event in every way that it could be.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
You got a fucking moronic, you know, it just, ugh. But, you know, other than that, it was a great fucking night.
Yeah,
what are you going to do?
Who is Michelle Obama? Because Michelle Obama is, it will take 1,000 years to reach Michelle Obama. Who is Michelle Obama? Watch this.
Who is Michelle Obama? She's a lawyer, and just right there, you racists can shut the fuck up because she's already better and smarter than you. Do I need to keep going? Should I keep going? I'll keep going. She's also an author, and you bitches can't fucking read, so now what? Do I need to keep going? I really feel bad for you. She was the Associate Dean of Student Services at the University of Chicago, where she developed the first ever community service program at the school. And what the fuck have you developed, other than a receding fucking hairline? She launched initiatives like Let's Move that gave parents support to make sure their children were healthy. I know a president that could have benefited from that. She also launched Joining Forces to help and support service members, veterans, and their families. She launched Reach Higher to inspire young people to get a higher education. Please do so. She also co-launched Let Girls Learn, which aims to help.
And this guy never said sorry.
I agree. You will never see me apologize for anything that I do. And I really think that's real, you know, coward shit. When you talk a certain way and then you want to apologize to everyone or even the opponent. I mean, my opponents have a chance to get my respect when they fight me, and so even after the Curtis Blades fight, you didn't see me go and talk with him. And that's just the game. No ill will to him.
Michelle Obama will always be a threat to white supremacy. Do you know what white supremacists hate more than a successful black man? They have a strong hate for successful black women, especially an Ivy League educated, successful black woman that is standing in all her grace, standing in all her glory, standing in all her excellence. The fact that she was able to beat the odds intentionally set against her to become the woman that she is today, she will always be a threat to America. That is why they are always coming for her looks. And it's so unfortunate that just because this lady's husband was the first black president of America over 10 years ago, we're talking 3 terms ago. 3 terms ago, this lady, she minds her business. She does not bother anybody. She does her thing, her books, her podcast, literally so graceful, so respectful, just classy. You know, Trump can't relate. And the fact that she, specifically her, not even her husband, she is always at the forefront of these people's minds, because how dare she? How dare she beat the odds, and how dare she be successful? She is a black woman. She was only meant to be a nanny, a caretaker, and a baby mule. That is how they see black women. They have never humanized black women in America. That is why you always say, that's why we always see that they say it's the white man, it's the white woman, then it's the black man, and then it's the black woman. And the black woman is only meant to carry the burden of the rest of the group. How dare a black woman break away from that and make something of herself and do it gracefully? That is why they're upset, and that is why they're always coming for her looks.
Finally, someone had the courage to do the right thing. The head of the UFC, Dan White, fired Josh Hokit for using hate speech on company time. And while we can't expect the same kind of behavior from, let's say, the president or the vice president to even condemn that behavior or offer up an apology for not speaking up sooner, don't expect it from them. Because the actual president of the United States is the reason he said that. The actual president of the United States is the person who validated that hate speech use. Because he depicted the former First Family as apes. And you all laughed. So you're all complicit, you're all accomplices. Whenever you defend this behavior, whenever you laugh along, you're a part of the problem.
Josh Hokit thought that humiliating Michelle Obama in front of Trump as a man would earn him attention, but Michelle did just one thing that turned him into the biggest laughingstock at the UFC White House event. Recently, at the UFC event held at the White House, fighter Josh, feeding Derek, not only personally presented the championship gold chain to Trump, but also made disparaging remarks about Michelle after the match, calling her a man. He was convinced that, given Trump's political opposition to Michelle, this move would both openly align him with Trump's camp and generate buzz through highly controversial rhetoric. However, he had no idea that although Trump and Michelle held opposing political views, Trump had always genuinely admired her capabilities. Upon hearing those malicious words, Trump immediately removed the championship necklace Josh had given him. When Michelle learned of this, she called Trump promptly, and Trump decided to completely blacklist Josh, ordering him to issue a public apology and admit his wrongdoing. Furthermore, Michelle filed a formal lawsuit against Josh, seeking not only substantial compensation for emotional distress, but also punitive damages. It is reported that Josh could face a staggering $5 million payout. Even more ironically, UFC President Dana White later publicly criticized Josh and distanced the organization from his remarks. This carefully calculated stunt for online fame completely backfired. Josh did not go viral or profit as he had hoped. Instead, he suffered the consequences and ruined his own future.
Easy, and all you did was perpetuate a racial stereotype that you've been saying for years. They said the same thing about Venus and Serena. Every time a black woman becomes something, others, some people from that side, try to take a shot at them. It's been going on. I mean, when is it going to be enough?
I just could not believe that dude held out for like 30 seconds with his
Was
arm in
that
that
more
position.
shocking, or when he said Michelle Obama is a man?
Michelle Obama is a man!
Which one was more shocking?
Definitely the armbar part. Man, I work in politics. People say crazy stuff all the time.
Well, he says that every fight.
Does he?
Yeah. He said that the last time I interviewed him.
Oh, man. Well,
he's like a pro wrestling character. Like
people lost their minds about it.
I know.
Lost their minds about it. To the point where, again, I had The View either the next day or the day after to sort of promote this book.
That must be fun.
It was crazy. It was harder than anything I've done in politics. But the to the point where all of my comms people, the thing they were most worried about was they're going to ask you about Michelle Obama being called a man. What are you going to say about it? And I was like, what an amped up fighter told a joke after a fight, said something after a fight, and that's actually national news. I'm still surprised. I've been in politics now for 3-4 years. I'm still shocked at the shit that people get really fired up about.
Well, I kind of understand it because it's at the White House. First of all, a cage fight at the White House is crazy already. I mean, if he said Michelle Obama's a man at the T-Mobile Arena in Vegas, it's like, okay.
It's less of a story.
What he is he's a very good fighter, first of all. But sometimes it's not enough to get attention. And so what Josh has done is created this persona, like this pro wrestling bad guy persona. When you talk to him off stage, he's like very normal.
Bro, that's my mom.
No, she's not. She's a man. She can't have kids, dude. There's no pictures. She had me. There's no pictures. Why would you say that? You got proof? Look at you. You got proof. You don't even got proof. Don't try.
Michelle Obama, this is what is happening. And everything has backfired. This guy is losing everything. The sponsors, our fans, his dignity for mocking former First Lady. Watch this.
Rosie, we had to get your opinion on the UFC event that happened at the White House over the weekend.
It was disgraceful and embarrassing, and he should be ashamed of himself for doing it.
Did you hear about the fighter who called Michelle Obama a man?
Yes, and that's exactly what Trump is, and that's exactly what his fans are: racist, homophobic, un-American.
Can you give advice to parents who are dealing with children who might be in a similar situation to your daughter?
Just do your best and love them.
We appreciate you, Rosie. Thank you so much. Ciao.
Michelle Obama is a man. That was the weak-ass distraction the enemy was able to use to stop us from receiving the gospel last night that was given by the other two fighters.
In John chapter 3, verse 16 say, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life." Jesus changed my life. Jesus saved my life. Jesus want to save your life too. Give your life to Jesus. Thank you so much.
I learned a Bible verse in high school. It's John 10:10. It says, "The thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. I've come to give you life so that you may live it to the full." And I feel like I'm living it to the full, enjoying every moment. I'm just like as grateful as can be. And that's really my attitude moving forward in life, is just to have gratitude and, appreciate all that God's blessed me with.
Michelle Obama is a man. That is literally the only thing I heard from mainstream media about the UFC fight last night at the White House. Then I did some digging and I found this, and I realized that that was a distraction that the enemy used because he didn't want us to hear this good stuff. I personally don't give a fuck what's between Michelle's legs. In fact, I wish her and Barack would go away. But I'm also tired of the enemy winning. And I'm tired of us giving him energy.
There's a big difference between combat sports, which have happened before at the White House, boxing match, I think more than one, and bringing on people who want to get naked and do sexual dances. There's a big difference. You can make fun of Josh Hokit if you want and say he's saying weird conspiracies or whatever, but it's a big difference when a guy's saying something and having people get naked and dance around.
Anyway, thank you for watching The Mighty Great Minds Black. Which advice would you give to young fellow when you meet him? Oh, it's all about the spirit. Because some people always fall what the spirit has told them. Anyway, see you in the next video. Let us follow up this story. And thank you for watching The Mighty Great Minds Blacks. One love.
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.